holidays, you know, this group of guys around that I'd grown up with, I wouldn't say every day, but it seemed, looking back, that every day in the holidays we had a game going up at the beach, and that most people, well, anyone was welcome to join in, but there was that core group that were always up there, and by God, it was hard work. We might play for an hour, and then go and have a swim, then we'd come back and play for another hour. I mean, so it made you very fit, and it was good fun, yeah. But it was like playing on a concrete driveway. But I think all grounds were like that back in the 50s and 60s. On the other hand, when it was wet, that they were just mud heaps. So it's different circumstances though. I mean, you go out there and I mean, it's just, I'm looking at this ground from here, but all the grounds seem to be like that. They have great surfaces, they're better looked after and so forth. So those conditions were far different. And I mean, when you look at the lighting systems for these grounds, but we used to train, you know, it was comparatively by candlelight. Yeah, but they were the times, and we shared #1 sports ground. On the nights that we trained there was Tuesday and Thursday. We shared that ground, which is an oval, but so on the outside of the playing area, that other areas was used by a girls' hockey team. So there were girls running around and hockey sticks and hockey balls going everywhere and rugby balls, you know. But that's the price that you had to pay in those days. Yeah. First test match I played, Cyril Burke was the halfback. Then when we went to UK, Ronnie Harvey, who played with Waratah, who was the 5'8", playing obviously outside Cyril. He was in that team. Yeah, they were quite a very good combination. They used to call Cyril Yappy. He never shut up. He'd drive you crazy. I was glad I was playing fullback in those days because I didn't have to be too close to him and hear it all. But even the fort, particularly in club rugby, would say, "Cyril, shut up, will you?" But that was part of his game. He'd put people off. But he's playing with Ronnie Harvey. He did have a good understanding. Well, each of them had a good understanding of the other, and they were a pretty formidable combination. So. Yeah, and Ronnie was a very, very handy cricketer too. He played state cricket, so obviously had that sense of timing, and which is just so important. Yeah. Certainly with fond memories of achievements, but probably more so of wonderful people with whom I played or against whom I played. And I just think that's one of the joys of well, certainly was one of the joys of the game in those days. The quality of the guys, yeah, they were just good human beings. And you know, because after every match there was always the sit-down dinner where they alternated the players with the officials and so forth. And I say, just wonderful people. I mean, I think one of the greatest rugby players I've ever seen was a Welshman called Cliff Morgan, who was 5'8", obviously for Wales. But he was even a joker on the field. You know, someone would get injured and he'd walk over and start, you know, telling you jokes and so forth. I don't know if that was to take your mind off the game, or, you know, he's just a smart rooster like that. But no, he was just a lovely, lovely person. And we went to Wales, I think, 4 times to play, you know, on different occasions. And every time he was at the train station or the airport or the bus terminal with his wife to meet us, and when we left, he was there to say goodbye.